Well guys, we finally got the highly anticipated Laker debut of Luka Doncic. After staying out a week following the blockbuster trade, the anticipation really built up for it, the anxiousness and the eagerness for it, and he finally made his Laker debut tonight. And while it definitely felt a little bit fake right away, kind of like a fever dream in my opinion, I mean seeing Luka Doncic out there, wearing number 77 and wearing a Laker jersey, felt absolutely weird and definitely not real to me, but little by little it became real. He took more shots with their team, he got comfortable out there on the court, they ran more plays for him, and all around the reality finally set in. Luka Doncic is a Laker, and it should only be going up from here. But then for the actual on-court stuff, believe it or not, Luka did begin by playing off the ball for them. In their first 3 plays of the game, he was either in the corner or the wing, then with either LeBron or Austin Reeves being the primary ball handler. And obviously that changed over time. He did plenty of ball handling, plenty of playmaking for their team. It was a little bit different seeing him playing off the ball, and not only that, but then moving off the ball as well. I like that. I hope they do more of it and get him comfortable playing both on the ball and off the ball within their offense, which he definitely will have to do both of. Apart from that though, when he did do ball handling for them, more playmaking for them, an obvious part of their new offense with him is more pick and roll play and definitely more alley-oops too. And the primary beneficiary of those alley-oops is without a doubt Jackson Hayes. I mean, the guys scored their first 4 points of the game, first being an alley-oop from Luka, then the very next time down the court, another alley-oop from LeBron James. And throughout the game, he got another 2 from Luka Doncic. They had good chemistry, and that's definitely a really good lob threat for Luka Doncic. Say what you want about Jackson Hayes, but he's played very well for their team lately, and there's no doubt about him being a good lob threat. That part he can do, and it should only get better for their team over time as well. But then for Luka's scoring, his first Laker points came during the mid-first quarter with a made 3-point shot after a couple of misses. And he got going after that a little bit, finishing with a fairly underwhelming 35% from the field, but at halftime did have 11 points on 4 of 9 field goal shooting with that one made 3-point shot. And after he did get comfortable, he began letting it fly more, taking a few more risks in regard to playmaking, throwing a few full court passes and open court passes to LeBron, which he finished then, and overall got more comfortable and a lot more easy going within their offense, which, much like everything else I've said, should only get better over time for him. And overall, he finished with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and only 1 turnover. A pretty good, albeit solid and short debut for their team. He didn't play the entirety of the 4th quarter with it being a blowout, and that's definitely a good thing as he was on a minute restriction for them. According to reports, it was about a 30-minute restriction, so something to monitor going forward, but a solid debut for Luka Doncic. But with Luka Doncic will come the combination and duo with him, and the other part of that definitely will be LeBron James, and between the two of them, they've looked pretty good tonight, had some good chemistry, a little bit of miscues here and there which is to be expected, but some pretty good early chemistry too. Luka found LeBron in both the half-court and the full-court setting for some very easy points, and the last time they played with a playmaker like that is probably Rajon Rondo back in 2020, or for a playmaker scoring combination, probably not ever, and if he has, it's not been for a very long time now. So from that standpoint, definitely a lot to look forward to for LeBron. Whether he's playing on the ball or off the ball, Luka can do a lot for him, take a lot of attention away from him, and that's a very dangerous combination offensively. They obviously have to learn how to play together a bit more. The chemistry will be a little bit off and on, and again, there will be more miscues with them going forward, but I like what they're doing so far and the pace that they're trying to play at. I talked about this on my Twitter, but I love the pace they played at. They slowed it down at times, but also made a conscious effort to play fast in both the half-court setting and the full-court setting as well. Something that Luka Doncic isn't always comfortable with, but they did a pretty good job at it tonight, and he did look pretty comfortable with it. In the full-court setting, they made it a point to run in transition, LeBron getting out there, Luka throwing in the ball in transition, and all around the team really committing to it. But then even in the half-court setting, whether it be a quick guard-to-guard handoff, which at times did include Luka Doncic, or a quick corner pin-down screen to free up a guy like Luka Doncic, they were definitely trying to play fast and commit to that fast play style, which they have been doing lately to a lot of success with it. So between both the sped-up play and the slowed-down play, the pick-and-roll play with Luka Doncic, both between him and LeBron at times, and then of course again with Jackson Hayes trying to get that lob threat involved, there's a lot of promise, and I think again it will get better over time here. But then finally, one more thing to note is the lineups they played with. Obviously, their starting lineup included Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes, and While that showed some pretty good promise, it didn't take long before they switched it up and went to a smaller lineup, and by the 8-minute mark in the first quarter, they did go to that smaller lineup, switching from Jackson Hayes to Dorian Finney-Smith, adding a little bit more versatility on defense and another 3-point shooting option, another scoring threat, and that lineup looked pretty good for them. And whether it was with Dorian Finney-Smith or even a different combination throughout the game, they did utilize their small ball lineups and had plenty of success with it. Now obviously that will be matchup dependent, but I like the way they look tonight, and even with that small ball quote-unquote combination, the one I referred to before with Dorian Finney-Smith, they still have 4 guys between the height of 6'7" and 6'9", between Luka Doncic, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Dorian Finney-Smith. So even with a quote-unquote small ball lineup, they're still pretty big, very versatile on defense, and very versatile on both ends of the court, and especially on offense. But then for one final note, not related to Luka Doncic, but I gotta mention Jordan Goodwin. Looked great in their last game against Indiana, his team debut for them, and only one day after getting picked up to their team on a 2-way contract, but he looked even better in this game, finishing with 17 points, 8 rebounds for a guard, 2 steals, playing some great individual defense, absolutely locking up some guys in the perimeter, and even when switched onto a big like John Collins, giving him a problem too. Overall, a great debut for him last time, another great game tonight, and definitely has become a figment of their rotation going forward. Overall though, great game for their team, really good intriguing debut for Luka Doncic, despite not having a great stat line, and overall a lot to like about this game, despite it coming against the Utah Jazz. And with that being said, I'll let you hear from JJ Redick about it, what he thought about it, their takeaways from it, and how they can grow and learn from this game going forward.
JJ just spoke to this, and thinking about all of the anticipation that you must have felt when you entered the arena and you see the 77 shirts all over. How did it feel when you actually got on the court and just got to start playing basketball, and you and LeBron are throwing alley-oops? How did you process the whole thing emotionally?
Being special, the way they received me, everybody, it was amazing to see. I was a little nervous before. I remember when was the last time I was nervous before the game. So, but once I stepped on the court, it was fun, and just being out there again felt amazing.
The camera and the microphone picked up LeBron telling you in the pregame huddle to be you, don't try to fit in, fit out. What did that message mean to you, and what does it look like for you to fit out with this team?
I mean, it's like I said before, it's special. You know, for him to say something like that just feels amazing, give me confidence. And you know, after that speech, it was chills. So I was just happy to be part of it.
The first 2 plays of the game, Jackson Hayes gets a lob from LeBron and then from Luka. And how's everything kind of going through your head as you're seeing the shots that you're getting, and just how the fit was with Luka right away?
Yeah, I thought we were able to generate really good offense throughout the night. We didn't allow their switching to slow us down. Thought our 3 main guys did a nice job of playing off of each other. And a lot of the night, you know, sometimes you can have agendas in a game. I felt like this for our group was just a no agenda game beyond winning a basketball game and playing the right way. You know, in terms of the start, I mean, you know, I'm not thinking to myself, oh, Luka passed to Jackson. Oh, LeBron passed to Jackson. I'm just, hey, it's good offense. You know, we're getting good offense, and certainly as you review film and you start building out your database of things within this new group, you can start to look where you can create advantages consistently.
JJ, ever since the Luka trade was announced, LeBron's been on kind of a tear, I guess you'd describe it. Clippers game, very engaged. 40+ against Warriors tonight, all over the place. Have you seen any sorts of extra oomph to his game as of late?
LeBron and I spoke the morning we lost to Miami by 40 points. Since then, he's been incredible.
JJ, it seemed like what was some of the no-look passes that Luka was throwing guys on the weak side, they weren't ready for them. What's that adjustment period like? And obviously, it's a positive thing.
Yeah, well, some of them weren't on target. Let's be clear on that. No, but Rui had one in the second half that he bobbled, and I said to him at the time, you just gotta be ready. And he's like, I know, I'm just not used to it. Rui is someone who he's reading his guy, and he's so good at that corner cut in pick and roll. But again, I think with our three guys who are going to be our primary creators, like they all did it really well, and I think our guys will get accustomed to the Luka passes for sure.
Defense together, like it feels like you guys are probably just scratching the surface on that. But did you see that in moments tonight, kind of the way that the stress is that those two guys, these all-time greats, can put on a defense? Yeah,
we ran horns one time with the three of those guys in the horns, and Rui got a wide open three. And it was, again, you're going to have to make some tough decisions, and certainly there are certain defenses and defenders that will force us to be really crisp and sharp with our execution. But you feel comfortable with those three guys as creators.